Hello, my name is John Barber, and this is a short video on your Practice IQ upgrade process. During this video, hope to create some clarity around the upgrade process itself, what you will go through in terms of change management, the technologies used, both old and new, focus in on some of the things that are left behind with the older versions of IQ, but obviously focusing in again on the new solution and some of the new delivery options available to us. So why do you need to upgrade? Well, over and above the normal reasons of keeping up with the latest solutions, taking advantage of all the new stuff that is available, and of course keeping in line with the integrated platforms such as your core practice management system. One of the main delivery methods for Practice IQ in the older versions was the online pivot control, which we're looking at here. And this was delivered through the Practice IQ intranet sites, through the different versions. And it was a great way of delivering information, being able to slice and dice the data and work with the information. Microsoft have discontinued this control and no longer support it, and it is becoming increasingly difficult to support it with latest versions of Windows, Office, SQL versions, and so on. So the normal use of this, generally speaking, would be to use it within this environment here, but also from feedback we've been getting, the majority of people would use this to export to Excel and then continue working in Excel as a normal pivot table. Now, the pivot control itself through the PIQ intranet site has gone, but the ability to work in Excel in exactly the same way has not. Jump forward a little bit, and this is the same pivot control in Excel, but it starts life in Excel here and connects directly into the underlying IQ solution. So in terms of loss of features and functionality and so on, you get exactly the same functionality in Excel as you did previously, with all the same data and structures in the background. So will your existing version just stop working at some point? Well, the answer to that is yes, but that's at some point. If it's on the same system and you haven't upgraded anything from a systems point of view, it will continue working on quite happily. Even with later versions of practice management, it does continue to work fine, but it is definitely now the time to look at upgrading to the latest version to make it safe and supportable going forward. So will you lose any of your reports, your existing reports and customizations that may have been put into your IQ solution over time? Well, if you have pivot control reports that have been designed that were presented through the intranet site, then yes, you will lose these pivot control reports. But the important thing to note is that the underlying structures and customizations that were done to support these views are all still available in the background. And this was previously accessed through field lists, the pivot field list here on the online pivot control. So what we can easily do is move that into the Excel control and the field list here, and you can build the custom view and save it in here. All the same functionality, all the same customizations, and the same the pivot options are available to you in the latest version. The other thing that may have been customized would have been dashboards. Now, again, this is a bit easier because we can take these across directly from the old system. So if you had a firm dashboard, a staff dashboard configured for yourself specifically, then that will port across as is as part of the upgrade. It is very important to make sure the firm is ready for this change, especially if you were previously heavy users of Practice IQ and the online pivot controls, and also working with IQ data in Excel. So a lot of the time, there'll be a lot of legacy Excel workbooks connected into PIQ data. And you can actually keep these and just simply reconnect the pivots and the data sources that are appropriate. It's probably a good idea to spend this time working through what's important to keep and what can actually be thrown away. Because obviously from a reporting point of view over time, there's a lot of stuff that gets built up and a lot of it may not be relevant anymore. But just rest assured, you can redirect existing workbooks to the new solution. Now, depending on how old your PIQ solution is, will depend on the things you have to go through to get them working again. But it is possible, and through a managed process, you can work out what needs to be done to achieve that. The other thing is, from a change management point of view, is how to take advantage of the new pieces within the IQ solution. Things like getting information out to more people and the different levels of the business. So utilizing the out-of-the-box dashboard suite. Things like staff dashboards, making sure every staff member has access to this to see their information. Across the board as well, around the different layers of the business, across managers, partners, workflow information, tax information, and the other data sets available. It's just an opportunity to get the information out to more people, whereas previously, and with an IQ solution, it tended to be the domain of the power users and the ones that produce like month-end reporting and so on. Obviously, taking advantage of additional tools, which I'm going to go into a bit more detail about shortly, things like the Power BI delivery method, getting IQ data delivered through Power BI to make that accessible outside your office. So there's a whole raft of things that need to be discussed, understood, and pushed out where relevant across the business. So what's some of the new good stuff you get with the latest versions of the PIQ solution? Well, as we've talked about, you get a series of Excel templates that are hooked into all the different data sets that allow you to do very powerful ad hoc reporting, as you did previously on the OWC controls. But all this now is in Excel, and you can utilize the power of Excel, the visualizations, and everything else it does in conjunction with the IQ data. You have a full suite of dashboards out of the box, covering from a firm level right the way through the different attribute levels, staff, operational type reporting across tax and workflow. And we've also introduced a series of data sets that are accessible through dashboards, Excel, and Power BI, across things like benchmarking across XPA data, Client 360 that consolidates everything you have across your client into one place, and things like top-level firm KPIs, all of which are available in the background. Wouldn't expect you to adopt all of these all at the same time, but just know that they are available, and when you have time to look at them, you can adopt them if need be. Another delivery method that's available to us in the most recent versions of Practice IQ is using Power BI to present PIQ data. Obviously, you have advanced visualizations. It's very useful in terms of a tool for self-serve. You can build your own pieces. And we've made a real effort in the background to present a reporting layer for the Power BI solution to make it easy to understand your data and your data structures so you can do what you like within these templates. The advantage, obviously, with Power BI is that you can publish it outside your office or outside your network online and access that through devices such as tablets and phones and so on. So what does a typical upgrade process look like? Well, what we do is put down a side-by-side deployment first of all. So you have the newest version next to your existing version. So we can go through a UAT and testing phase just to make sure that you are happy with the system, they reconcile, Any customizations that are done have been taken across and you can sign it off. We'd also look into deploying the incremental update, so a solution could be run more often. And also, in terms of customizations, we'd obviously liaise with you and work out which ones need to be taken across and do that, and that would be part of the UAT. We'd then run an initial Q&A session, which is just to go through any initial questions you have, functionality, and even fold into a little bit of a training session. And we'd also include any follow-up sessions that are required for that. And finally, once everyone's happy and we're ready to go live, we would remove the old version of your PIQ solution. So again, depending on the practice, the size of practice, the amount of customizations and the different usage of Practice IQ, this will look slightly differently across the different clients, but basically this is the structure that we will follow. So in summary, it is a good idea to get onto the latest version of Practice IQ. It provides a supportable and solid platform to go forward with. You will not lose everything when upgrading a PIQ solution. Yes, there may be differences in delivery methods, but any customizations, drill paths, filters that you've built in over the time, if you require them to be taken across into the new solution, they can be and will be. A change management process is a good idea when running a PIQ update, just to make sure that everyone and all the stakeholders involved are across what's happening, what's coming, and how the new solution works, so they're ready to go when you swap over. There are a lot of new ways of accessing and presenting Practice IQ data, from the out-of-the-box dashboards to the extensive Excel templates, accessing all the different data sets available within IQ, right the way through to utilizing Power BI to present Practice IQ data and publish it online. A quick word about the Power BI solution in conjunction with IQ. It is an area that we're quite excited about, and we are getting quite a lot of feedback on. So it would be great to hear from you once you start using it, feedback how you want to use it in conjunction with IQ, and we'd love to build in future solutions and future templates for you. Obviously, taking advantage of new updates and solutions is something that you can also do if you are on the latest version. So hopefully that's cleared up a few things and given you a bit more information around what happens with a Practice IQ upgrade. For more information, check out the Practice IQ 10.1 microsite. The APS optimization site has got a lot of information specifically in the Insights section. And of course, Practice Hub, the APS Practice Hub has information on this and all our product releases going forward. Thanks very much.